All right, we are back. Hello, my name is Katie. As always, this is the Atelier Nikuzuki live stream of consciousness, and I really want to get these like bags crushed out, or at least the interfacing crushed tonight. Oh my goodness, yeah, okay. We filled this up, and like the majority of it has leaked. I know I'm supposed to store it dry, but you know, it didn't happen that way. Seriously though, that is getting really annoying. Okay, well, it'll be extra steam for the back of the like interfacing, I guess. I don't know. Okay, come on. Again, it's not like I'm actually mad at the iron. It's done. It's done more than its work load required for the last 10-ish years. I'm just annoyed that I have to go probably purchase a new one. It's also very beaten up though, like I was looking at it earlier, and it's actually got like some broken bits down around the whole like nonsense. Anyway, we're actually in a good spot for sunset tonight. It's like streaming into my studio quite nicely, not blinding us over by the machine. Very, I don't know, very romantic lighting, soft edges, etc., etc., etc. I think we're down to something like, I think I said, 27? 1, 2, yeah, like 27, 28 more bags. Sweet. So like we're like, we might not actually use up this whole roll of interfacing. I think my math might have been off. But that's okay. We've now been, I'm restocked on it, which is good. That's what we need. We still needed a restock. We're too close to the end for me to be comfortable with the amount that I had left. And who knows, maybe I must have miscalculated somewhere. That's fine. I would prefer to miscalculate in my favor instead of the bag's favor, I guess. Whatever, not my favor. Oh, turn the steam on, Katie. This needs steam. Steam, 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 steam. Lots of steam. Steam, 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 steam. Yeah, we were just chatting, and Dallas is like, he was like, yeah, come help me get the kids into like the bath. And you can go back downstairs sort of thing. I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. And then we were upstairs, and he's like, do you know what? Honestly, just go. I can hold it down. I'm like, yeah, I know you can. It is extremely nice to have that extra set of hands for bath time. But I'll, whatever. I'll do this. I'll do this instead. As tedious as the interfacing is, yeah, I can avoid bath time. Bath time's not my favorite. I don't know. There's like stuff I am shockingly not as excited about as I thought I would be before becoming a mom. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, I see how it is. Not really, but it's weird. And then there's some days where it's just like, oh my goodness. Some days it's like, oh my goodness, everything is amazing. And then some days it's just like any job. And I think honestly, this is probably one of the toughest jobs you can have. Parenting in general, if you're an active, involved, making decisions and following through parent. I'm not talking about people who are like just not present at all. So anyway, here we are. Let's get this interfacing done. Yeah, I don't think we're going to actually end up at the end of the roll, but we do have a lot of handles still to interface, so that is one thing. So next time what I will do before I go into interface the small box bags like this is I will actually unclip the handles from the fabric that there's like the box that they're going to. The small box bag they'll be tagged in for, because obviously, well, clipping them to them makes sense right now because we're in transition basically of like work, and then it's like, but at this point I know that every bag has its handle in some form, either finished or not. What we're trying to do is not to have more unfinished handles than we have bags basically. That's no good. Yokunai. Yokunai. But I could have unclipped all of these before I started doing interfacing, to be fair. So that's okay. I'm going to trim that down because that is a little bit long. That's okay. Of all the things, that is like the least offensive thing that has happened today. So, not that there's been anything offensive today. So maybe it's the most offensive thing. I don't know. Past Katie's transgressions, as always, impacting current Katie. Isn't that true of anyone, though? Okay, I need to actually move my water bottle. It's like sitting perfectly to like gently fold the fabric ever so slightly. Okay. So I will be on tomorrow again to do whatever is left to do before we start actually sewing, I guess. I don't know. Whatever it is we're going to do. We'll figure it out tomorrow, it looks like. But my eldest was, because they know that Dallas is racing on Sunday, they're like, I want to make a sign. So he's going out for a massage at like 11. So he'll be back around lunch. And they're gonna make signs, which I think is fucking adorable. The youngest is like, yeah, I want to make a sign and put it on a stick. And Dallas is like, no. He's like, because it looks too much like a protest sign. And I'm like, I said no because I'm like, I don't want him going around and like whacking people with it accidentally or purposefully. Because you know that that's how it's going to do if I gave a 3-year-old a sign on a stick. Just hitting people. Or at least like way more emotional regulation on my part than necessarily I have on Sunday morning at -8. All comes down to emotional regulation. No emotional damage. Oh God. Yeah, we're gonna have to clean this sole plate one more time after this, because after this we still need to actually iron out all the handles for top stitching. And the small box bags, because honestly, so for a lot of them, I don't end up having to actually iron out all the stuff, because I can like just finger press it nicely enough. But for the handles and the small box bags, they're too small. So the handles have to be, because of how they're folded out. You don't want them wrinkled. And then the small box bags are just too small to like even consider not ironing out, because they just don't finger press nicely. So here we are, doing the things. And then we'll have to come back and do the other things. And, you know, just that's how it goes. I'm excited to get some of these bags back into rotation for stock, though. A lot of them are new. A few of them we have had before, etc., etc., etc. I just realized I should actually be snagging these. There's a couple cuts that I do want to make, but actually they need to be ironed. So I'm just going to snag them while I'm thinking about it, because they've already got their handles made. So I was like, oh yeah, you go over there. But no, I just realized that no, they actually need to be like, the actual fabric needs to be ironed before we can make a small box bag from it, because it's too wrinkly. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and then okay, so 1, 2, 3, and then we've got, so we should have like less than 20 left. 2, I know I counted these out into a pile, but they got messed up. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, so that's 12, 2, 4, 6, 18 left. Sweet. I don't know how the number keeps changing, because I swear every time I've counted them, I've come up with a different number. So here we are, questioning my ability to count to 9. And if you're like, Katie, that wasn't 9. I know. The last piles were 9. And I came up with a weird number, so I don't know what's up. Who knows? I don't. That's a fraud. damn sure. Pretty obvious that I don't know. Yeah, like I know that we've done Sneaky Kanji Cat as a small box bag before, but obviously it was very popular. It didn't, I don't think it stuck around even after the first show. So that'll be basically new. I think we actually do have it coming in almost all the shapes right now. I can't remember if it's a tote bag. It's definitely a Kato right now, and obviously a small box bag. Maybe also a tote. Can't remember. Does it matter? Not really. Okay, that just needs a lining. The handle's already done. Got the sketchbook dogs. Sketchbook dogs. What did I say? There's like 18 left, so 6 more rounds of interfacing. 6 more rounds. And then we'll have to do the remainder of the handles. Not because we didn't have enough lining, but because we didn't have enough spare space on the end to do the to do all the handles yet. So that is something to finish off at the end. I forgot that this place, so we were out, my eldest and I were out yesterday, and we wrapped up by picking up a cheesecake from Uncle Tetsu. Oh my goodness, it was so good. I had never had them before, and they opened up a location in Cross Iron Mills recently. So I was like, yeah, let's try it. There wasn't a long lineup or anything, so I was like, this is perfect. And it's so good. It's like that fluffy, jiggly souffle cheesecake. It is Japanese cheesecake. Heavy on the cake, and pretty heavy on the cheese too. But it's cake with cheese, not cream cheesecake. Not like New York cheesecake. There we go. That's a better description. It is cake, cheese-flavored cake. So there might still be cream cheese involved. I don't know. I've never tried to make one. But it was like super fluffy when we had it last night, which was apparently like what's supposed to be. There's like different windows, I guess, to eat it. And so like the first 2 hours just after it's been pulled out of the oven, basically 2 to 8 hours, you get like the most fluffy kind of texture and everything like that. And then like 8 to 12 or 12 plus hours or whatever, it becomes obviously more dense and the cheese flavor becomes more intense as well. And that's exactly what happened. And it was still like, even today, it was still like, it was definitely denser, but it still had a lot of that lightness, and like the tang from the cheese was like was definitely elevated, but it wasn't like overwhelming to the cake either. It was so good. Now I want more. They also do like egg tarts, cheese tarts or something like that. Cheese egg tarts. Though I think Pablo's might be better. I do like Pablo's tart shell better for sure. So. Okay, that needs 2 handles. Oh my goodness, we have actually cranked along a lot better than I thought we were going to. It's like one of those days where it's just like, oh my god. Oh, there is actually, oops, there's a piece of lining involved down here that needs to be interfaced. I wonder if that was actually counted in the count or what. Doesn't matter. Like, I wonder if this bag was counted in the new cut count, but it doesn't matter. Whatever. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, and we went to a new indoor playground. I was very worried because they're like, there's Mini Town and it's a separate admission. And I was like, ooh, so how it was showing it, I thought they were like side by side. And so it'd be like taunting the children because they didn't get to go to Mini Town instead of the indoor playground. But no, they were actually like, so the indoor playground that we went to in this Mini Town are in a mall. And they were like across the floor from each other. So you couldn't actually see them until you were like outside of the playground, more or less. So that was good. Although Minitown does offer a really cool package of like, if you pay to go in, it includes all your concession, which is awesome. Like, or at least coffees and drinks and everything like that. So I have a feeling there isn't as much to do as the other side, to be honest. But, or maybe lower insurance costs because they're technically then 2 locations. Because it costs the same to go in, but it does not look like there's quite as much maybe to do. We'll go try it out at some point. It looks cute. And they do watch Blippi and Mika, so it's like, and they've gone to like kind of these mini towns and indoor playgrounds and stuff like that. The indoor playground is like a blessing, to be honest. I think we used to have them as kids as well. I don't remember going to them very often. I think I went like once for a birthday party. But I feel like they were also far more expensive than they are now. Probably the like setup costs were probably more significant than they are now. It feels like. I do feel like the old, if we did, there was one at Market Mall and I swear it was called like Bongos or something like that. But anyway, I do think that they were a probably better, like, higher quality playground, I guess might be the best description. So there is that. But yeah, I just don't know if it was like just, I feel like Mom was complained about how expensive it was the one time we did go. So, and it was for like a cousin's birthday party sort of thing. Which is really, was it that or just because she was grossed up by the ball pits? Which, granted, is not the worst thing. I do know with the one we normally go to that's just outside, like where we picked Dallas up, I'm constantly seeing them, or I'm seeing them constantly cleaning the balls, like every time we're there. So they get cleaned at least once a day, which is really good to know. So she was like really grossed out, and I don't blame her by the like the McDonald's ball pits and stuff like that. And fair enough, those places did not get cleaned anywhere near as much as they probably should have. I think the most egregious one is like we were in Prince George, and she said that there was like a little kid that ended up like losing their diaper or something like that. And it's like, ew, that's why kids in diapers aren't supposed to be in these things. Or at least they should be a very shallow. Like, if they do go in there, you should be able to see that right away. So, yeah. Can't blame her there. But I can't remember if that's why she, like, complained about the other location or not. Doesn't matter at this point. I'm all for indoor playgrounds that are obviously being cleaned. That aren't being maintained by... Hopefully they're being maintained by more than minimum wage workers. Say that. It's not teenage workers though at these indoor playgrounds though either. So at least not the one up by the airport. Maybe yesterday's definitely gave young adult vibes though, not like teenager vibes. And actually it was interesting because there was a lot more older children. Well, actually that's a lie. It's gonna be like there's more older children at this one yesterday, but last couple times we've been at the other indoor playground, there's been some older kids too, so who knows? Doesn't really matter. Okay. You're not tacked. You need to be tacked. Cool. Turtles need to be tacked. Ooh, we're hitting the end of the roll wrinkles. Oh God, we might actually run out. That would be amazing if we run out right as we like finish. Best case scenario. I do have 2 more rolls of interfacing. Oh yeah, I did email them because I was like, I got the wrong snaps. And so yeah, because whatever, doesn't matter. There was a mix-up. But I checked them today. I'm like, nope, these are like 3 millimeters difference. So we'll swap those. Actually, I said I'd be in on Tuesday, but maybe I'll find out if we can. I'm going in for my run on Monday. So no, we'll do it Tuesday. It's like, so maybe we'll like just go exchange them on Tuesday, so I don't have to deal with the kids. But it's like across the city from where I need to be. So never mind. Never mind. Just do it on Tuesday. It's not like it's going to be hard. They do, however, like to take their time. Holy. No one. It is hilarious. No one there is in a rush at all. Yeah. And then, but then this sort of thing still happens. Because, like, I need the 12 millimeter and I got the 15 millimeter. And when I asked him, he's like, no, this is the only size we have. Because I looked at them and I'm like, that's the wrong size. Even in the store. And when you go and look on their website, they've still got 12 millimeter. But they're also not in their catalog. To be fair to the guy who pulled them, I think he's pretty new. And they don't have them in their catalog at the front desk. And I'm like, what is going on? They're on your website. So, like, your book should be updated at least. Because the smaller size in the book is only one color. But on the website, you can get all the colors listed the same as what they would be for the 15 millimeter. So I don't know what's up. Not my business, literally. But also my business because now I got to go exchange these freaking parts. Am I annoyed? Yes. Do I blame him? Not really, actually. I'd probably make the same mistake, to be honest. Let's be blunt. I would. Okay. I need a measuring stick, cause we gotta trim it down, gotta trim it down, gotta trim it down. It is supposed to be nicer on Sunday, which is also good. And it's also supposed to be nice on Monday. So, well, it's gonna be cold on Monday, like chilly cold. I'm gonna, as much as this is a long run, I'm going to bundle up because it's not a fast run after the warm up period. It's kind of like, so the program that I'm doing wants me to do a like 800 meters at a fairly fast pace. Like, so 100 meters up at a fast pace, 100 meters down at a slow pace, like actual walking pace for me, like dawdle pace. And then wants me to go out and do like another half marathon essentially. And a cool down. So yeah, I'm going to bundle up because the half marathon is actually is supposed to be at a pace where I'm like a chill pace, like just do pace. So yeah, dawdle, or yeah, the do pace, about 4.3 miles per hour. Yes, I still measure everything in miles per hour. Yeah, I kind of hate it right now too. But the thing is that my treadmill is set to miles per hour, and I cannot figure out how to set the default for it to like kilometers per hour. Plus, and I've said this before, and I'll stay by it, of like, I train in miles because the distances are more approachable. So like Monday's run is technically 24.5 kilometers. Did you hear me? 24.5 kilometers. But it's only 15.1 miles. And then I race. So it's like, okay, so the distance is further. They take longer. But 15 miles sounds a lot more goddamn approachable than 24 kilometers. I don't know. The mental games you play with yourself to be able to do these things, like, it's ridiculous. At least for me. And if that's a trick that helps you, please steal it. But then I run my races in kilometers because kilometers, then I get to celebrate more often. First kilometer, yay! Second kilometer, yay! So on and so forth. Plus, it's more impressive to say that you ran 42.2K than even 20. Well, saying that you ran 26.2 miles is still fucking amazing. But like 42.2 kilometers sounds even more impressive to me. Like I said, mental games, extra celebrations on the race course. Okay, we're down to the last 4 small box bag interiors. So we're going to add the last handle here that goes to the side. Last 2 it looks like. And then we'll pop the last piece of lining fabric on and do all the fancy juggling around that we need to do to get the rest of the handles actually interfaced as well. And then realistically, I should be able to just go along the edge of this and like trim the handles off in one piece. And then I don't know if we're going to trim them down from that or if I'm just going to like do the one piece and like, yeah, we might just do the one piece and then like roll it up as it comes off. Great big giant jelly roll small box bag handles. I think that would work. Okay, I really do need to fill this back up again, which sucks because we're almost done. Maybe I'll try doing like a half bottle into here. Oh, it's so wrinkly. I don't think we're going to use up the roll though, which I'm impressed actually. My math told me for certain I was going to use up this roll. However, also good in case of that scenario was that I do have the restock because I wouldn't be able to get any interfacing over the weekend, obviously. And would have wanted to go on Monday, whereas now I can just go on Tuesday. For the exchange. So, oh yeah, that's definitely too large. I'm going to trim that down so that it actually pops in right here. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we should be able to do is just there. I bet you I trim that one down meticulously and then nothing else will match. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, but that one can match up there. Sweet. Okay, so we're going to go in and we're going to place as many as we can. What I probably should do is actually just go in and like unclip all of these right away instead of doing them individually. Yeah, let's do that. So what I could do is just grab a whole handful and then go at it. Okay. Yay. Handles. Yeah, instead of like placing each one as I get it off. There we go. Okay. And it is still light outside and it's like 7 o'clock. 7:10. It's like the best part of daylight savings time. I'm pretty sure we already have parasols on Ivory. Whatever. If it turns out that I can't get it done, well, we won't get it done. I have like 3 cuts for that mimosa fabric though. It's really pretty, but I did ditch the 3rd cut because I'm just like, no, we've already got 2. We do not need 3 right now. Whew. Yeah, it would be a lot of duplication there. So let's not. That was my decision. Let's not. Actually, and then that's what I should do is like next week. Should like crank out as much as I can and get to a place where I can like be doing, like take a bin with me to the indoor playground and sit there and like work on the bags while the kids play and I wait for Dallas. Yeah. Like Tuesday morning, like playground time and bag turning. That would be good. Or something, a carry along project that I'm able to do. I don't know what that is yet. Probably actually sewing cake cozies and then elasticing them would be really good. Or the wild thought that just popped into my head is like snap. I wonder how weird I could get. Could I take my snap press and do snaps? Like if it was a handheld press, I wouldn't be worried about it. No, I shouldn't take a snap press because a kid might come up and mess around with it and then they could get hurt. So no. But like elasticing would work for sure because just elastic and fabric and the little turner tool. So yeah, I'll figure out. Or like just I doubt I'm going to get any bags done. I say that, but if I actually started with tote bags, we probably could get the majority of them done in the next week. I guess that is the next question. It's like, what do we start with? I think we start with tote bags so that I have an easy-ish win. Do the cake cozies because the cake cozies will be fast and easy and fun to get, like, just because all I have to do to them right now is hem them, set them aside so that, yeah, we can pull the elastic on them even on this Tuesday because I already said that we would go to the indoor playground this Tuesday after dropping Dallas off. Yeah, and then if I got some tote bags done, I could actually like turn them at the indoor playground. Strategies, because then they're being entertained and I'm getting shit done and it's all good. Should I chase them around on the playground? Probably. Do I still do that? Yes. So I don't feel bad when I don't occasionally. Most of the time. There's still some guilt involved there. But I'm also I guess the whole year is crunch season right now, but this is the crunchy crunch season, not just normal crunch season. Okay. Let's try and get these on. Okay, so that evens it up on this side. I'm just wondering if I can... Actually, should we do it that way or should we lay them this way? We might fit more this way. And then, like with that, we'll trim it down when... Actually, if we put it here, then I don't have to worry about it as much. There. It still needs to be trimmed down. But then what we'll do is we'll even up this line. Yeah, there we go. Oh, apparently the space is also tall. But I think that is a better use of the space in some ways. Yeah, same as like doing the... Yeah, better strips. Okay, cool. No, we don't actually... Yeah, actually we did pretty good on like... We're pretty even on both the on like lining and handles. We don't actually have that many extra handles to do. Get off for a second and reposition, because if I do this right, we can fit one more right there. Yep. Sweet. I think I can do it. I believe in me. Can I do it? I did it. That's a really long one. Why are we whispering? Who the fuck knows? Trim it down, trim it down, trim it down. Trim it down, trim it down, trim it down. Don't stick out like a sore thumb. Trim it down, trim it down, trim it down. Iron has gone dry. The iron has gone dry. So So we're gonna rely on pressure and heat to do the rest of the tacking. Excuse me. Oh, we didn't use it up. I am impressed. Maybe. So, like, obviously, sometimes when you're getting yardage and stuff cut, you don't always get. Well, typically, there's a little bit extra to account for whatever. That stuff, like shrinkage. But I bet this feels like it's just like, all right, this is 100 yards, but it's actually maybe like 101, 102, 3, somewhere in there. Because, yeah, we should have used this whole roll up, in theory. To the best of my mathing, we should have used it up. Because it's like just the sheer amount that we had. But maybe the other roll had a little bit extra on it too, and then this roll has a little bit extra, and blah, 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 blah. Who knows? Oh, that was lining up like perfectly. Are we gonna like, oh no, we got a few too many for that. Okay, whatever. Ooh, that one is long too. Alrighty, cutie pie, let's get you trimmed down. A little bit extra, there's not gonna hurt. I was like super excited. I thought there would be like, there's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slots, and we definitely have more than 7 handles. I don't know how many handles we have, but definitely more than 7. Damn it. And those ones are a little bit too big. Let's go with the smaller ones so that we can fit everyone in here again. Picky layout, picky layout, picky layout. Oh, this one isn't even cut down yet. Oh, good job. Jesus. Okay, I don't know where the handle bin went, but that will just chill there for now. All right, build from both directions so we can get all these handles on. Handles on, handles on. Oh, that one's actually 2, or so is that one, I guess. Yeah, it's fine, whatever. We'll trim it down after I sew it, because honestly, having some extra fabric for a small box bag handle is not the end of the world. Okay, so this bunny will actually fit here, I think. Yep, it will. Okay. Rely on the power of press and steam, and knowing that we are only tacking these down right now. Just a tack down session. We'll totally get them properly done in the steam press. But the benefit to actually doing this tack down as well, I was talking earlier about how this makes it more efficient to steam press, because now I'm not like fiddling around with every single piece that has to go into the steam press to be like, okay, it's all even. Now we just like chop it up, and then I lay it out, chop it up, and then put it under the steam press with a pressing cloth so that we're just good to go. Is it absolutely perfect? No, nothing is. Is it damn well close enough? Yes, that's the part of it. That's good. But the other benefit to doing this tack down iron is also it takes out a lot of the wrinkles that could become those things, creases, when you actually press it under the steam press. So, yay, multifunction tasks. I appreciate them. Now this, I haven't done it with this many small box bags before, but we did just do that big run of large box bags. That's where I did this for one of the first times. I did also do it for the last run of mini traveler slings, as far as I remember. Mostly because we didn't trim down the actual like mini traveler sling cuts, but yeah, whatever, it's not a big deal. Okay, this one's a little bit long, so I'm actually going to pop it under those and then trim them down afterwards. Yeah, that one goes over top. Oh, we're going to have another layer. Okay, we do. Never mind. I was like, oh, we're not that far off for cuts, but no, we are actually a decent amount off. Never mind. We probably have at least one more row of handles after this. So, yay! All right. Tack it down, tack it down, tack it down. Tack it down, tack it down, tack it down. We'll rely on heat and pressure before we give it steam. I'm not refilling my iron. It leaked all over my table already tonight. That does not need to happen again. Boom, 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 boom. Look at the handles actually use up the rest of this roll. That would be ridiculous. Boom, boom, boom. That was not happy with that press. All right, there we go. That's better. Boom, boom. Yeah, okay, I can see the end of the roll. The end is nigh. It's actually pulling off the cardboard tube. So now the question becomes, is that worth? It's not worth rolling back up there. I will take it off and we will pop it in with the bookmarks or notions patches or needle stashers or whatever else needs to go on over there. So you're too wide, tall, whatever we want to call it. This is like a cut that won't fit. Using the fusible interfacing, it no longer sits on the grid wall nicely. So last year when I swapped to like all fusible interfacing for like the majority of my bags, all my bags, I had to actually change the handle size because when I was at shows and stuff like that, bags were like gleefully jumping off of the racks at people. And that's embarrassing. And I get it. So it was actually affecting sales as far as I could tell. Because you're embarrassed. You're not going to buy anything. Don't blame you either. So I actually redesigned the handle so that they'll sit on the grid wall better. Is it perfect? No, of course not. Why would it be perfect? Is it better? 100%. All right, we're going to patchwork this up right here. Actually, we know that that one's too tall, so I'm going to scooch these down like this. There, and then it's actually a little, it's like a teensy bit more even than it would have been otherwise. Bet you if I scoot it right up to here, we're good. I don't know why we're whispering. Don't scare the handles. And actually, if I pull that up a little bit, then I don't feel as bad. Okay, done. Tacky, tacky, tacky. Tacky, 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 tacky. Tacky, 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 tacky. Oh, shoot, we need to actually iron something. So I guess I do need to put more water in. Oh well. We'll still tack down dry. It's fine. They're all going to go under the steam press here soon. That's where the real work will happen. Like I said, this is just the tacking down, making sure things stay where they're supposed to, like where they're meant to stay. And blah, 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 blah. You're like, Katie, you can stop talking about it at any point. I know. I'm sorry. Not really. I don't know what else I'm supposed to talk to you about. So here we are. Interfacing stuff instead. Dun, dun, dun! This thing's huge. It's like I've been sitting on my feet and just getting progressively heavier all day. Look at this. It's like a big, like, bouquet. Even the camera's like, oh my God. That was funny. Okay, so this is literally what is left. Oh, shoot. Oh, okay, whatever. A couple of the handles fell off, but we can deal with that. So here is the edge of the interfacing right now. That's all that's left. I think maybe a meter, 2 at most. Yeah, about a yard left. That's intense. So yeah, it's probably 101 yard roll. That's probably what happened, which is actually kind of awesome. So this, I could still do some bags out of it, but I'm just going to set it aside and we're going to use it up for like bookmarks, as I just mentioned, needle stashers, notions pouches, all the stuff that's back here still that needs to be dealt with later. Hi, Delia. Okay, and if you're like, why is there a piece of fabric on your board? Because when I was cleaning my sole plate earlier, I stained my canvas. Now, how is it doing? It's not doing too bad. Wipe it on some of the water that it plonked onto my table earlier. Now, let's do like a half bottle and we'll see if that's enough. Yeah, I'm going to have to just, after this season, it looks like I'm just going to have to like recover my ironing board. At least before we get new yardages, and I need the whole thing for like spreading yardage out on to measure to like once I've gone shopping again. After the next shopping trip, I need to just recover it so that we don't have to worry about any of this. All right, these ones are all ones that have been re-washed after they were originally washed for various reasons. Now we're going to just go in and iron out their wash wrinkles. And then they can become happy little, little small box bags. Happy small box bags. Now these ones, since they're already sewn, I am going to clip their handle back onto them so that I know that they've got their handle. Not searching through that pile again. Which I guess would be, no. We can't really do it any other way for the other, like, raw handles, unmade handles. They have to go off to be interfaced. And actually, yeah, so that is, so we'll focus in on getting handles done. Because I was thinking about what I could do at, like, on Sunday as well while friends are here for a Sailor Moon watch party. Turning handles is a good one there because it's like, I don't actually really have to look at what I'm doing, which is good because we're watching it. The only version I have is subbed. So it's not like I can like just sit there and listen. And not, I actually want to watch it too because I enjoy Sailor Moon. If I hadn't encountered Sailor Moon at the age that I did, I would not be where I am currently. So, I've got like one of the OG Sailor Moon, North American Sailor Moon posters, and I need to get it framed and up in this space. Okay, I don't know what happened to its handle. I think it's probably just down there. Whatever. If we miss one bag, it's not the end of the world when we have 151 or something insane. Okay. Don't scorch the fabric, that would be the absolute worst. Don't scorch the fabric. Everything has been going so well. Actually, it has. This has been going so far, knock on wood. This has been going very, very, very smoothly. Please just let the sewing gods smile down on me and let that continue. I think I have actually figured out a lot of the processes that will help this be smoother too. Oh yeah, and then this one needs to be trimmed down. Actually, so this needs to be interfaced onto here. And then it needs to be trimmed down, which is fine. We'll do that. Could I have trimmed it down before I did this? 100%! Was I going to? Obviously not. I don't know why I didn't think of that, but whatever. La 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 la. I can't even count to 9 right now, so you know. Some days. Those numbers are tricky. Some days. Some days they are super tricky. Okay. Okay, so that handle is not actually sewn. This one's actually sewn. Also at the smaller size, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so what should we tackle first? Should we tackle... Actually, if I want to do tote bags, I should tackle the interfacing cuts for the tote bags first. Yeah, that's where we'll start, and then we'll move on from there. Okay. Iron out. Let's go dump this so that it stops leaking everywhere. Actually, most of the time what I end up doing is I just do a self-clean on it. But I'm not going to do that on mic right now because, way too loud. Store it dry, store it dry, store it dry. Boom, boom, ba-dum, boom, ba-dum. Okay. Then I'm gonna pop it down here where it shouldn't hurt anyone. Because I'm not putting it against the door because that's a surefire way to get these hollow core doors to like peel. Oh, okay. So we need to trim down. Yeah, so there was no color transfer back with this cloth. But yeah, I'm gonna, actually what I could do is I could just put that in there and then like, oh yeah, and then like staple it on the base actually. Cool, that's what we'll do before I need that next time. I don't need that for a few days, so I'm not gonna worry about too much right now. And I'm gonna pop it just right here to dry. Okay, the only problem is that tote bag and Kato cuts are like wee underneath everything. So everything needs to be trimmed down. Would I start sewing the tote bags before trimming everything down? No, so I may as well just work on what's closest, which is small box bags. The adult grown-up decision occasionally. Okay. Now, I guess the other question is, should I be running the steam press while I'm doing... No, that's too much faffing around. Because it's like, I could run the steam press while we're doing these cut downs, but the fact of the matter remains that I still have to be at the steam press every 10 seconds, so let's not. Okay, let's start on this end, because, I don't know, that just feels right. This is the start of what we did today. Now, again, this is not going to be perfect. It is a lot better than not, though. So here we go. So what ends up happening is now we just go in and trim in between all of these. I'm just going to follow the bottom here. And then when I throw them on the steam press, I don't have to worry about, are they lined up? Are they even? Does it have enough interfacing? Blah, 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 blah. All that noise. No, look at it. I just trim it down. And yeah, for handles, it's even easier. Mostly. Like in between, it's even easier. Okay. And then in between all of these, now I should keep a little bit extra there, or a little bit on top, just so I don't like go too far in. And realistically, could I actually throw this sheet in? Yes, but my steam press is not large enough really for that. I guess maybe for 2, but these are all in sets of 3 anyway. Okay, so there, that's 3 down. 150 to go. 151 apparently. I don't know. I don't know if that's actually an even count, but yeah, I found one bag that was like, here's my lining. And I'm like, oh. It was Sushi Neko. I was like, okay, did I include you in the count for what we actually needed to like cut? Like, if I have extra cuts, it's not really a big deal. It's just annoying. It's like, goddamn. I could just, oh right, I was just going to do this as like a great big strip because that would be fun and funny. So let's do it. So obviously the first 2 I cut off, but honestly, yeah, if I just trim along here. Now, if it was a little bit more even, I'd basically just be able to roll this up and trim on the roll, but whatever. Yeah, it's fine. But we are just going to do this as a great big strip, and then that can become a jelly roll of handles because that is funny and so cute. Actually, I wonder if I can do it all the way through. Maybe. This might have like pooled on itself correctly enough that I can just trim all the way up. Actually, no, we'll stop there because then I'm not pushing my luck. Don't push your luck. Don't push your luck. Don't push your luck. Don't push your luck. Luck doesn't always got you. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 6. 6 pieces of fabric. Ha, ha, ha. Okay. Hey, Flynn, what's up? Can I? Oh no, this is not something that you can like just run across this way because it's non-woven, and so it's like it's got it, and it's so I think it's basically like it's polyester, so it must be like laid down. So I can strip this way, like this, just like the little scissor grasp, but you can't do it across because it just yeah. Texturally, it sucks. Sound-wise, it sucks, and then you don't even end up with like the proper cut. So no. Okay. Cut across bottom cuts. Cut across the bottom cuts. Doom 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 doom. Yeah, and like this looks like it's an utter disaster in some ways, but see, it's like laying, I am still able to lay it down. Just to make sure it's laying down when it goes under the steam press, and boom, Bob's their uncle. I say their uncle because the kids do actually have an Uncle Bob. He's my brother-in-law. Well, obviously he's my brother-in-law. My sister-in-law's husband. Let's move those so that I don't accidentally trim, especially this red panda handle where it's like this is the last of this fabric. So there we go. Now it should be easier just to like, actually I wonder if it'd be even easier with the rotary cutter than the scissors, at least for this direction. But then I'd have to pick up and put down a pair of like a cutting device every time, so no. Because there's no way, like that's way faster than using the rotary cutter right now. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, and we've caught up to the handles. Okay, so that's actually going faster than I anticipated, so that's good. Because I was, like with this number, I was a little bit hesitant about how long is this going to take. So I do feel like I tend to underestimate the amount of time a lot of the time. Even when I do have a fairly good grasp of how long stuff takes me. Like, overall, yeah. Even individually, but like in quantity, sometimes I seem to fuck up sometimes. Actually, not sometimes. A lot. Okay, let's see if I can do this up here. Boom, 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 boom. Not quite as far as we did before, but that's okay. Ooh, that piece really didn't stick well. Excellent. Okay, let's get past it since I have now like unfurled it from its little bundle. And maybe up past the citrus, and then we'll go back to trimming down the linings. Yeah, because it just flooped off. All right. That's okay. You belong there. Okay, so obviously the tack down doesn't always work, but what we can do here is I have these amazing things called clips. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clip it. And then obviously we will not run the clip under the steam press, or if it's not obvious, I'm stating it out loud. We will not run that clip through the steam press because that would be detrimental to the clip's health. So we will instead remove that clip before we actually put it under the steam press, and all will be well. Happy, happy, happy. Okay. Zoom. I wonder if I could actually do a couple layers of these. Probably because I'd be able to see in between. So let's try a couple layers. Because the less zooming cuts I need to do, the better. Okay, so because these are all pretty. Yeah, they're pretty well lined up side to side. So I bet, and the other part of this is, yeah, I can actually see where the pieces are because the fabric is like not solid, it's opaque. So if I did that one, and then actually the other part of this is if I just cut them across like this, it'll be faster anyway. This way first. But then there is the flaw of like, okay, so now you got a stack of these to still trim down to. So I think if I at least do them 2 at a time, that'll be beneficial. Like that. And then like this. And then what I'll do is shimmy each piece into place. Okay, that's a little bit too close. I can hear it. There we go. Okay, I don't know if that's actually faster or not. Feels faster. No, it does not feel faster because then we're back in this place of like, all right, you got to shimmy around. Okay. Individually. I feel like actually doing the tops would probably be better. Oh well. Worth trying. Doom, 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 doom. Okay. Trim, 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 trim. Don't know why I'm still going for it, like I'm going to do it, but you know what? Whatever. Trim, 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 trim. Okay, back to handles needing to be cut, so let's do that. Well, okay, interfacing needs to be separated for handles. La 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 la. That's definitely 2 different songs. The first one was not my favorite things, and the second one, and I do not know what it was. I don't know why I'm still chopping when I can just like get out of the fabric and you can just go. Ooh, these need to be sharpened. Probably what I should do next. Oh crap, we're gonna have to choose handle colors for tote bags. God damn. Okay. Alrighty, these are already trimmed up. So let's go shoop, shoop, shoop. Shoop or zoom, whatever sound you prefer. That is up to you. Right now they feel like zooms. Sometimes they're swoops or shoops. Clippy clip. 1, 2. Ooh. Okay, so that one is able to just like zoop across. Apparently across is zoop. There we go. Up and down is zoom. Okay. Obviously there is still a lot to go. A lot to go. Okay, handles. Still not as nice as going up and down because obviously the grain, but whatever. Still fun. I just realized if we're in Japan next year for Chinese New Year, we should go down to Kobe because it's the largest Chinatown in Japan. That would be a lot of fun. Chinese Lunar New Year, whichever you prefer to refer to it as. I have been trying to call it Lunar New Year, but you know. There's controversy over that, so I was just like, I'll stick to Lunar New Year. Given how it affects flight prices to Japan, it's Lunar New Year. Although I think I do, actually I don't know. Never mind, I'm sprouting that out my ass. I was like, I do think that the flight prices are cheaper than I was anticipating, but I don't know yet because those prices aren't out yet. And I've already been duped by my hotel, so, which I canceled the booking for. The Kyoto hotel opened, dates opened, but I have only been quoting myself in USD. And so when I went to do the reservation the other day, they were like, oh, you've got to prepay. It's like, okay, that's not what I wanted to do, but doable if we need to guarantee this hotel. And then I saw the charge that was on the card because I couldn't tell if it was like a prepayment or if they were just like basically authorizing the card to be like, yes, this person exists. This is not a spam booking sort of thing. Or if they're going to charge me. They charged me. Good thing I checked because, my God, it was like $1,100 more than I was expecting. So I canceled that hotel as much as I want that bathtub. I mentioned this earlier. If it was like, there's a lot of factors. If we had a shorter stay, if we didn't have, like if it was just Dallas and I, like lots of factors, I would have just probably kept it as much as like it's more than I would typically spend in Japan. Because I know how cheap I can get a room in Japan mostly. But yeah, I think we're going to go stay in Hirokatashi. Although there is the dinosaur robot hotel in right there too, and it's a comparable price to the one in Hirokatashi. I think maybe nicer rooms. There's like pros and cons. It's like, well, okay, that would be really close to the train station, which was the benefit of the other one. But the one in Hirokatashi, which is where I went to school, is like off the beaten path. And it's like, okay, what do we want to do? I'm more familiar with Hirokatashi, which might actually be the proof in the pudding that that is the best option. Because I did kind of float the dinosaur robot hotel with Dallas tonight. So we'll chat about it more. I can't, if we're going with Hirokatashi, I can't book it until October. 3 months out. So. Should email them and just be like, I really need to book this hotel for these dates. Can I put in a, like, can you book it as soon as the booking window opens? Please, 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 please. I promise I'm not spamming you. Okay, there's another one that needs sits to be clipped on. At least this time I will not end up with one less day because they actually put a check-in and check-out day. Last time, Hirokatashi was the hotel that I missed. I missed a day of reservations in a 26-day trip for Japan, and that was the day. And the only thing left, because it was cherry blossom season and sumo season in Osaka, was a $500 room in Osaka. That was the worst bed we slept on the whole time we were there. Inarguably. Amazing service. Terrible beds. And of course we showed up all sweaty and gross, and because we'd just been hiking. And our bags were shipped to Hirokatashi. They weren't shipped to Osaka, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, now I'm always paranoid about making sure my checkout dates and everything like that match. But the system then, when I booked it, was like, okay, you're checking in this day, and this is the number of nights you are staying. And I didn't think to double check with a date calculator or anything like that, which now that I think of is what I should have done. And Dallas looked at it, and he checked off on it too. So I did have an extra set of eyes, because I was like, this is a lot of days to plan. Can you please just take a look and confirm that everything is good? Oh well. And here's the thing. They would have sold me a room. They felt so bad for us because we were there, and Dallas was like, well, what do we do? And it's like, well, we'll figure it out because, well, what are we going to do? If I'd thought of it, we should have actually gone and stayed at one of the, a manga cafe or internet cafe or something like that. It would have been cheaper and probably more comfortable. Sketchy as fuck, but cheaper. Or, well, they're not all sketchy, but that's a generalized perception for sure. Anyway, but yeah, the problem is that they had a baseball tournament in the hotel, so they were full. There were 0 rooms. If there had been a room, they would have given it to us. They felt bad. We felt shitty because we didn't have a bed then. And then, yeah, I was figuring out, okay, so what's available. And then how to get there, because we were fairly late, because we had just come from Hiroshima and Miyajima. So then that's why we're all sweaty and gross, is because we'd been hiking Miyajima in the rain. And Hiroshima is actually quite a bit, well, Miyajima was quite a bit warmer that day compared to the rest of our trip. So, what a debacle. Oh well, have a story to tell. But this was also $500 9 years ago. Yeah, we would have been there almost to the day right now, actually, because Facebook is reminding me of the keep getting ads for fucking Stream Boo on Twitch. Spam. I wonder if I can report that as spam. Anyway, yeah, Facebook is reminding me of the trip 9 years ago. Right now. Photo of us in Narita. We were such babies. Itty bitty babies. Didn't know what we were in for at that point. Yeah, I'm still hesitating a little bit because I'm honestly, staying in Hirokatashi means that every day we have at least an extra hour and a half transit time with the kids. And I'm like, ugh. A lot of extra time. So I'm still in Hein. Maybe yeah. It's maybe I look for a hotel directly in Osaka. But Hirokatashi is better in that way because it is still half an hour closer to Kyoto. Because the thing is that the majority of our stuff is in Kyoto. And realistically, there's only 2-ish days that we'll spend in Osaka. If I get into the marathon and going to basically do the package pickup, we'll go to the aquarium that day too. So I don't know. I'm still hour and a half with 2 kindergarten or preschooler ages is a lot of time on the train. We're already going to be on transit a lot. But the benefits, and I mentioned this earlier. So if you heard me earlier, I'm just cats probleming again. I will cats problem this trip until I am on the plane, and even then while I'm there probably. So sorry if you're tired of hearing it. You can always let me know too, and I will try to switch topics. But yeah, there is a lot of moving shit right now, right? Of like, okay, flights haven't even opened up yet. Like, I don't even have a passport yet because my name change isn't in yet. Although I did get an email from Vital Statistics, and they're like, so we haven't seen a change of name certificate from your like maiden to your married name, and so please provide that if you're legally married. And I'm like, yes, I'm legally married. I was not asked for that when I went in to actually like do the application, so I was just like, okay, cool, I don't need it. She was also saying that it's like, it's not really a legal name change because, which is weird. I guess it's not a legal name change in the same way that, like, you don't change your birth certificate, I guess, for a married name. Whereas this, I will be issued a brand new, like, birth certificate forward. So that's kind of cool. Because I had to surrender my old birth certificate, which was also kind of sad because it was, like, one of the, well, obviously my OG birth certificate. So, but it's going to be worth it. Anyway, so I have heard they are reviewing it currently. I do not know where our marriage certificate is, so I currently have a marriage certificate on order. It's supposed to be here. Well, they're supposed to be able to find it within 3 to 5 days or something like that. Business days, of course. So I should have it within the next couple weeks, I hope. And then realistically, like, there is no reason for them not to approve the name change. So, like, realistically, at that point, I should have my new birth certificate and everything like that within the next few weeks. So, exciting. Ooh, I think I can actually just... Oh, that is the end of just the handles. Okay, so that's where I'm going to end the jelly roll because the other ones will just go across. Okay. Yay. Yay. Handles. They can go right there. Okay, so they're on the table back there. I'm just going to plop. Whoa, okay, never mind. I was just going to pull the linings off that were done. But we'll just work from here. Apparently they're already on top, folks. Yeah. Anyway, what was I talking about with the transit? Oh, the big benefit. We're going to go back to the hotel problem. The big benefit to the Hirokatashi Hotel as well is that it's right on the Keihan line, which is a private train line. It is comfier trains typically. And the Keihan line runs to almost everything we want to do in Kyoto. So there is that. So I think we might just stick with Hirokatashi. I think it will be nice to be off the beaten path a little bit with tourists. I'm familiar enough with that area. All of the places we really want to eat are there, like Osaka Osho, which is the gyoza shop. Futsugetsu, which is the okonomiyaki chain we enjoy. Yeah. I still really want that bathtub. I love how it's just the bathtub I'm worried about, to be honest. But I can just find a sento. It's okay. Or like a bathhouse or something like that. I did actually look for a bathhouse in Hirokatashi. And there is a new hotel there, but it's like the same price as going to Kyoto. And I'm like, okay, well, the rooms might actually be a bit nicer. But if I was going to spend that money, I would spend it on the hotel in Kyoto instead. But anyway, all my hopes and dreams smashed. It's very sad and very sticker shocked. I looked at it the next morning. I'm like, nope. Canceled it instantly. So now I'm waiting for the cash to come back. I'm like, damn it. Of course it would happen this way. Ah! Oh well. Okay, why did you suddenly go out of sync? That's annoying. It's like this out one is like a step up from the others. I don't get it. It's weird. Weird, I say. 'Cause I'm able to do that half, or that 2/3, and then I had to jog like Tetris bricks. Now they are totally Tetrised on, but maybe that one piece was just super long. Who knows? I was actually in the Samsonite store last night because a few years ago I bought, quite a few years ago, like 10 years ago now. I think it was for our second trip. So either for the 2016 or 2017 fall shopping trip that Dallas and I took, we bought like the lightest luggage that was on the market. And actually I was able to get a really good deal through the like the Samsonite outlet store. Not really outlet, but the Samsonite like sale store, I guess might be the best description. It's older models of bags. It's not necessarily the brand new stuff, and that's fine. Anyway, it's at the one at Cross Iron Mills. Long story short, one of the zipper pulls has just been like torn viciously off. And I know that that should be covered under warranty. So I went and checked and I was like, hey, how do I do like a warranty claim? And so she gave me a couple options and then she's like, but if you think you can fix it, I might just have a zipper pull here. So I currently have a zipper pull in my in my pocket to hopefully fix this zipper pull, which is actually something maybe I'll try and sit down and do tomorrow. So, Flynn, what are you knocking off? Okay, we're almost to the end. Yay, us. Okay, we're done almost to the like vertical cuts. I guess we still need to do the horizontal cuts, but I think as much as it may have felt faster doing all those vertical cuts as we went, I think this was probably faster. Okay, now these ones will be done in strips, I think. Yeah, because there's only 2 of them missing. This one goes here. Needs a clip there. You. Goodbye forever. Where did you actually go? I see a pink one, but I thought I dropped a green one. Oh, God. I probably should close my blinds up, too, because it is now dark. And I don't need everyone staring in at my sewing room. And actually, I could turn this second baseboard heater on while we trim these down, because we're not running an iron or a steam press, which is what trips the breaker. La, 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 la. Yeah, let's do that at least. Okay, so we'll leave the door blind open because then it's not getting heated up. Do I need it? Yeah. Not really, but do I want it? Fuck yes. Oh yeah, especially because that says that's 10 degrees right there. I did, when I came down earlier, it said that it was 8. And I'm like, oh, no wonder it feels chilly in like this section right now. This section being like the sewing machine, cutting table area. It's not even that, like, it's cold outside too, but it's not that cold outside, thankfully. Okay, that is ready to go. Okay, so that's the lining fabric. Oh, crap. Okay. And there is the extremely mangled horizontal. Yeah, okay. So you need a clip. And again, these are not going to be going under the actual steam press. Okay, so that is an extra. We don't need that one. This one does need to go on. Okay, what else are we missing for handles? Okay, these are good. Those are fine. These just need to be cut out special. This one needs to go back right here. Then there's the one that's missing up top there. Yep. All right. Ding. Okay, now that is just a sheet that's able to go onto the steam press when we steam press it. A little bit long. Yeah, here cottage cheese is the better option. I'm thinking about food. Although at the same time, are we going to be spending a lot of time? No, that's the problem is I don't think we're going to be spending much time. That's okay. But then you don't want to spend much time or money on the hotel because we're unlikely to. Well, we're probably going to spend more time there because of the kids, I guess. I don't know. But like, yeah, I know the area better, and a lot of our food favorites are there. Oh, never mind. We're only really going to be out for like, this is not going to be the same trip as we've done before. There we go. That's the best description. So it's kind of like, well, we'll end up in that area probably quite a bit more than I can foresee right now. And Dallas knows the train systems well enough and stuff like that like if I need to go do more purchasing or whatever, he's able to take the kids back to the hotel and stuff like that. And I think there is actually a playground like right in the square, like really fucking close to that hotel from what I remember. Or like in the, maybe not the hotel, but like close to the community civic center-y thing. Whatever the fuck it's called, like town hall thing. City hall, municipal building. There we go. Those are the words for it. Yep. Actually, I could take a look at the map for that sort of thing, but we're not going to worry about it right now because my hands are busy cutting. Right. Yeah, so as much as we're faffing around with it right now, this is still going to be faster than like having to try to line everything up with a slippery piece of fabric and a partially slippery piece of fabric. Because the glue does provide a little bit of like sticky once you actually get it there. However, like kind of like a traction, I guess might be. Not attraction, but a traction. So not, it provides traction on the fabric. There we go. Not attraction. Anyway, oops, there we go. Make sure that I'm not cutting the layers underneath. Whee! Yeah, it creates traction on the fabric, so that's not always just hanging out. But this is a lot easier than trying to like be like, all right, edges lined up, blah, 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 blah. Well, edges are already lined up. We're good. We will need a pressing cloth on the machine so that we don't get a fully sticky sole plate like on the iron. Oh my God, my iron was so bad today. That was one of the first things I had to do when I came down, and I didn't realize that was going to be on the agenda today. I was like, I better have sole plate cleaner. Dear listener, she did have sole plate cleaner. Thank fuck. Because it was bad. It was like, there was like a line of actual black goo from the interfacing. I haven't seen that iron that bad ever. Granted, I haven't worked with a lot of fusible interfacing until recently, but you know, still the worst I've seen since I've had that iron. So I am not going to be super late tonight still. Dallas is doing bedtime, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'm thinking probably still head to bed around 9 to 9:30, just so I'm not like, well, I'll be on tomorrow, so it'll be fine. I have a feeling tomorrow will mostly be at the steam press. Probably. So I may or may not at least start the stream out with my audiobooks just so I can like zone into getting the interfacing done. Because honestly, it is probably, for the interfacing, this may look tedious, and I have complained that it's tedious, but sitting at that steam press and just waiting for it to beep at me is even worse. Absolutely vital step. That sucks. So, yeah, I think we'll start with audiobooks at least. And then once it's done, we can I can come on and we can chat. And it's not like you guys can't chat at me. I just won't be chatting. It won't be quite as chatterbox myself, I guess. There we go. That's what we'll go with. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, by the way, news update. News flash. Kyoto timing for the marathon is gun time. It's a 16,000 person field. That means that you probably won't get onto the course until at least half an hour to 45 minutes in. Osaka is also gun time. It has a field of 34,000 people. I am slow. So the cutoff for Osaka is 7 hours. I'm now even more terrified. I'm extremely glad that I've just flat out decided that we're not doing Kyoto right now. Because holy shit. Gun time. Mean. That's mean. Because at least so with Dopey, and I'm pretty sure even with Calgary, it's they go with last runner. Actually, I should fucking check, because if it's a half hour gun time and I'm in the fucking back corral, I'm just, ugh. Then I better make sure that I'm with the 5.5 hour pacer. Even if I can't I definitely cannot run a 5.5 hour marathon right now. At least I can't run it and enjoy myself and survive the Monday. We have already plotted out that we're going to go for a massage on the Monday. Yay. But, yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Tomorrow I'm going to do another leg day. I did already do a leg day this week, which is super exciting. I even did upper body today. So if I come on and I complain that my upper body is sore tomorrow, remind me that I did that intentionally. And I'm not having some weird health thing. Maybe I am having some weird health thing. But the reason that I am sore will be weightlifting. Oh, boy. Okay, I think it's time for a drink of water while we trim these ones. I also think it's actually supposed to be nice enough finally on Monday that I can do one of these long runs outside. Because I was just realizing, I'm like, what have I been drinking out of for my long runs? But I've been filling that bottle, which is a liter. And my long runs, last week was 15 miles. And I think I filled it up halfway through. So that is one of the massive benefits of doing so much training on the treadmill is everything is right there. But on Monday, I've actually got a waist pack that's supposed to be used for mountain biking. Or at least that was the category it was written into. Because the thing is that the hydration vests for women don't fit me well. I always they always chafe me, or they're just uncomfortable under my arms, even if they don't cause chafing. And the men's are the same. I've tried both because, well, I tried Dallas's, and then when I went to try on the women's, it was just as bad. Because the thing is that also the pockets are like here, but then they sink under your boob. So I was putting gels in the pockets, and that's what ended up like rubbing on my arm. And I'm like, well, that's useless, pointless. So I got a little, basically it's a fanny pack with a water pack in it that's meant for mountain biking, and it has been glorious. So that's what I'll carry with me on Monday because I will need it. Not supposed to be super hot, but it's way too far. I don't even know how far into Calgary I have to go to get like 15 miles in. He wants me to do 800. So when I say he, it's this coaching program app put together by Hal Higdon. It's one of the big like names in running in the States right now. I'm not 100% sure why. I know why Jeff Galloway is. He's the guy that designs the programs with Disney. And his like major claim to fame is that the run walk intervals are sometimes actually called jeffing, because he's one of the very first proponents of like regularly using that in your run training, I guess. But his specifically, it's not just a random walk interval. His is that you should only walk 30 seconds and then go again, because that's when your lactic acid really starts to build up, which, yeah, I can see. Anyway, yeah, I don't even know how. So Hal Higdon, this program is put together by this coach, blah, 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 this app. But anyway, this program wants me to do like 800 meters, so hard 100, easy 100, and then like repeat 4 times total, so 800 meters total, and then go run a half marathon. Yay. Can you tell I'm excited? And then it just gets brutal. It's like, I think the following week is 17 miles. And the following week is only 13, I think. You know, it's bad when 13 is only. When a half marathon is only. God. It's going to make training for the 5s and 10s, or actually for the half marathon this summer, just like nothing mental-wise, at least. Because that's the thing I think I'm really looking forward to taking a break next year, because I am after Osaka or whatever I run. And honestly, I will not be absolutely heartbroken if I don't get to run Osaka. But, yeah, my mental resilience for running is significantly reduced right now. I went out for my base run on Wednesday was 7 miles. Usually I've been doing like 3, 4, maybe 5, maybe 6. But I think most of my base runs now are between 4 alternate between 4 and 7 miles now. And if you don't know what that is in kilometers, 4 miles is about 6.5K. 7 miles is 1.6 times 7. 7 times 1.6. It's like just over 11K. But I'm like, emotional damage. 7 mile base run. Gross. A lot of time on feet. Anyway, but I started out this run and I was so fucking cranky. Like, I was almost crying in frustration on the trail. And because people were passing me, and I was like, oh, why am I such a slow runner? Rah, 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 rah. And then at the 2.5 mile point, I'm like, do you know what? If I don't eat something, like if I don't fuel now, I am going to bonk, and I'm going to bonk hard. Like, walk back to the truck because I'm done sort of run. So I fueled. And then everything turned around. Was it perfect? No. It took about another mile for it to actually kick in. But then Dallas was able to join me for the end of my run, which was nice. And I was feeling much better. So apparently I underfueled for that run. Which, you know what? Good to know, because, like, it's such a guessing game. Could have also been a little bit hormonal based too. Like, who knows? I might have been. No, I think it was like 98% fueling, 2% hormonal. So cranky. I like shockingly cranky. I haven't been that cranky or like down on myself. It was just also like super like, why am I doing this? I don't want to do this. Blah, 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 blah. Now, there is some truth in that. Why am I running the marathon? So dramatic. Feeling better now. Felt much better after the fueling too. All right, there's the small box bags and those prepped. Now, I think these are actually I don't remember if these are the Kato or the tote bags or the combo. No, these are Kato. This is a tote bag. Oh my goodness, I am sore though right now. Okay, and then, oh yeah, because there's the tote bags. So let's have a seat, because why not? Oh, because you wouldn't be able to see my face. That's why not. But what I can do is I can throw these onto the floor with abandon as well. Oh, we still gotta fucking cut down the drawstrings. God damn. Oh my goodness. There is a lot of work left. Okay. So I do have a list. I'm keeping track of the extra things that we need to do. Yeah, I think that's what it was, Wendy. Hi. I'm good now. This was like Wednesday, but God, I don't think I've ever been, or I haven't been that cranky on a run for a very, very long time. Thank God, or else I wouldn't have kept it up. There we go. Cool. So we have tacked down everything. Now we're just cutting apart all the little rolls of everything. Just remember that I need to cut down the remainder of the Kato drawstring. So I have a list. I have started a list. I'm going to write it out with the other portion for drawstring cut down. Okay. So we have to cut all of these out, and then we need to do tote bag canvas, Kato bag canvas, Kato drawstring cut down. So all of these need to be like cut in half and cut. I think they're mostly cut to the right length, but cut in half. Mini traveler sling zippers. This transcribed it as sleep. Mini traveler sling zippers. Tote bag zippers. Small box bag zippers. Tote bag interior cut down, because we need to unfold the wide back stuff. And then mini traveler sling pocket cuts. Nothing about the interfacing, which was dumb of me. It's okay. Okay, but these are the Kato exteriors. So we'll start here, because why not? Now, we can zoom up this side at least, which is good. And then I think we can actually just kind of, that was cut a little bit short. God damn it. First cut in, and it's like too small. Of course. Okay, well, good news is it's fusible interfacing, so I can just overlay it a little bit, and we'll be good to go. This is easier when I'm standing, but I'm tired. By the way, I won't be on super late tonight. I'm only doing about another hour worth of work, probably. Or like, well, an hour to hour and a half, depending on where we're kind of at with everything. I will be on tomorrow, Saturday, because Dallas is home, and so he can chill with the kiddos. And I can do some catch up because I didn't get to work the last couple of days. I could just, stuff happens. Family life happens. I spent the day with, well, we spent the like morning / early afternoon together. Went to the pool yesterday. It was not a very good pool. It wasn't our community pool. It was because the community pool was closed at that point for swim lessons. So we were like, okay, well, we'll go into the city and we can go to the pool that's like close to us. It wasn't very good. At least not for the kids. Like they didn't have, and like it wasn't bad. They had a wave pool, and they typically have a little splash park, it looks like. But the little splash park was actually closed yesterday. Looks like they're definitely going into like renos on Monday. So it'll probably be open then. But it's like, even with that open, I wouldn't go back to that pool. So it's like, yeah. I don't know. The kids, really, all the kids like doing right now is jumping off and doing cannonballs. So whatever, we may as well just jump off and do cannonballs. Really. They both need some swimming lessons, so we have not gotten that yet. And mostly because the lessons in Cochrane fill up like super fast. And they're not cheap. I know it's a life skill, so we got to do it. But I'm like, oh, God. So A, it's hard to get in, and then B, it's expensive. That is something we should go to Canmore for. Actually, that's something we could do over the summer because they are going to be off school while Dallas is home. Yeah. And then we could go out and do swim lessons in Canmore. That would be fun. I'll tell them that, and then we could look at like what's available, because so the swim lessons in Cochrane are like $100 a piece per child. So putting 2 children in is $200. And even I do have a membership there, but even with a membership, it's like still $75 a child. So it's like, okay, but the swim lessons out in Canmore are $35. So yes, you got to factor in like the gas and the time committed to going out to do that. But honestly, it's Canmore, so we could go do like a hike afterwards or something like that. And I'm pretty sure actually, I think it'd probably end up costing the same when I think of it, because you would end up filling up the gas tank at least once, going out every day. But it's Canmore. Oh, but their change area is grosser. So that the perks of the one yesterday is like change area was nice and clean. Even their wet rooms were actually like pretty dry, surprisingly. Yeah. Whereas when we were in Canmore last time, there was like standing water in the locker room, like in the change area, and that was gross. So Dallas doesn't get screamed out by much, but that got even him, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't good. So maybe we just stick with spray legs. Yeah, we'll have a chat about that, but definitely over the summer I should do some. So the thing is that really pushed me over I know that they need swimming lessons. We'll get there, but it's like they're starting to want to dunk their heads and do water slides and all of this, so it is time to get them some basic swimming skills. And swimming is fun. I love swimming, but yeah. Actually, that's something I should do more of over the summer too. I know I've got so much to do over the summer, but yeah, more cross training over the summer I think is key. And it's good cross training for running, so because it still builds the bum muscles and everything like that. Hello, cat. Thank you, cat. Flynn is on duty. Dahlia is also on duty. She's just in her bed back there. Flynn is just 100%. I want to be here with you, apparently. Hi, cat. What's going on, buddy boy? Okay, apparently that other piece of beige sakura did not stick. All right, you were fine earlier, but whatever. We'll get a clip for it here in a moment. So like I said, this system is not perfect, but we definitely save a lot of time fucking around before we put stuff under the steam press by having this done, or at least 96% tacked down. So yeah, so not $35 a lesson. So $35 for the week, or $100 for the week at our local pool. So I guess so it'd work out to $7 per lesson. And I don't think, I do see school buses down at SLS all the time, but we're planning to homeschool, so it's on me. And if I thought we could get away with it, I would wait until they were like out of school, like what we've got, like daycare and or preschool and kindergarten. But we can't. Yeah, they're starting to be like, yeah, starting to be too much, and they both do seem to learn better from an outside source, which, yeah, does make me a little bit worried for homeschooling. I'm really hoping homeschooling works. Obviously, it has to work for all parties involved, them and me. And I think it'll be better once I'm actually got like a curriculum. It's not like I know how to teach swimming. We've definitely done some work, and like they're getting better, but yeah, exactly. And that's where we're getting to, is it's like the youngest is like pushing against us hard yesterday. And they are one of those ones who are like super willing, but incompetent, right? So they want to, but they cannot. And like, it is a danger to them. So it's time to get them some swimming lessons, because it's starting to make pool time, which I've enjoyed up until this point, very stressful. So, yeah. Anyway, my big thing is I also don't want to disrupt school, and most of the time these lessons, like especially the weekend lessons, obviously fill up. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll try and take a better look for like a weekend lesson, because it's not like it has to be every day of the week. Could do 2 days on the weekends for a few weeks. So that would be best, or like an evening class or something like that would be good, because I don't mind going to the pool every day. Especially if it's in Cochrane. I don't really want to disrupt what we already have in place for school and things. So anyway, that's where we're at with it. But it definitely yesterday really hammered home that it needed to happen. And it needs to happen soon. So, but we'll get there. I actually never learned like to swim. I don't know how much I was in a pool actually before we moved to Radium, which would have been like 2000. And then I did a bunch of lessons between like 2000 and 2004. Failed when it came to the whip kick. I hate the whip kick. Whip kick is my nemesis. Front and back stroke are still my best strokes. So, yeah. Although, yeah, that's a good point that like, so if it's $100 for 5 days of lessons, that's $20 per lesson. They must be carrying some gnarly insurance. Holy shit. But I guess that's saying, well, yeah, because if there's like, say there's, I wonder how many kids are actually in that class, actually. But if there's like 5 to 6 kids in that class, they still obviously have to pay the instructor and stuff like that. So still, gnarly insurance. Yeah, no, that's fair. We don't have like a lot of backyard pools or anything in this area, because -40 kind of tends to dissuade you from that. I do know some houses in this area that have indoor pools, which I find astonishing, because I would be always so worried about mold. So I hope it has a good ventilation system. But like, if that was the case, then we would have been doing lessons far earlier. And here's the thing, I had far different plans, because like we were going, like when the eldest was born, we were going to go to like mom and tot lessons and like all of this, and then nothing was open for us, or like anything, because 2020 baby, May 2020. So not even like, we weren't even out of our like they weren't lockdowns, they were like highly suggested and preferred suggestions of like stay home, which obviously we followed quite a bit, because we didn't come out of that first round of like please stay home until June 14th or so, mid-June. And we didn't want to take, like, we didn't want to, because Dallas is in that quarantine situation really still. So you're like in this little incubator with these people, some of who believe it's a hoax, for a week at a time. Like, we were worried about him bringing it home and giving it to either his family or someone else outside the house as well. So on the flip side, anyway, yeah, no, plans got kiboshed. And then we had two, and then that just adds a whole other layer of difficulty. In 2021, we went back to whole, like, a lot stricter recommendations and just whatever. Yeah, okay, that sounds about right. And I think our classes, so we went, our pool when we were here, I don't know how much the lessons cost. Obviously, they couldn't have been that expensive because we did do them for, like, actually a few weeks over the summer. So I can't imagine that they were horrendous because we both also did them. But they were held at the Radium Hot Springs and in their cool pool. And then we got to go over and soak in the hot springs before they opened for the summer. It was glorious. Those are some... Oh, those were such good mornings. Okay, gotta say, this is far less cutting than taking apart all of those, all the small box bag linings. Anyway, sorry. So, yeah, so, like, this would have been a public, I guess? Yeah, because it's a public pool serviced by the government of Canada because Radium Hot Springs is part of the national park. It can't have been too expensive. I don't know how, but maybe, well, this was, I know how. It was 25 years ago. 20 years ago. Between 20 and 25 years ago. There we go. That's when I was taking swimming lessons. So that makes sense. And probably subsidized actually by the Canadian Red Cross because it was a Red Cross, like, levels one. And yeah, I don't remember there being any more than like 3 to 4 kids at a time either. So yeah, that's probably part of why it fills up so fast with the pool here too, is like they just don't have high limits. It was fucking amazing. Radium Hot Springs so we used to live in Edgewater. It's 10 minutes north of, or at least I used to. My mom is still there. I'm watching to see when the house goes up for sale because, like, with my dad passing away, I'm like, this is my morbid curiosity side because at this point I don't give a flying fuck. Or two. But I am extremely curious how much she's going to be able to sell that place for. I cannot imagine she's going to be able to keep it. A, the maintenance on it is insane. It's 25 acres. And B, unless the mortgage is paid off, which I highly doubt because I know that they remortgaged a couple times, she's not going to be able to afford the property without selling it because my brother also doesn't make enough either. So anyway, that is the morbid curiosity side of this. But we used to live on this just outside Edgewater, which is about a 10-minute drive from Radium Hot Springs, blah, 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 blah. And the cool thing about Radium Hot Springs, so it's a natural hot spring. Why it's called radium is it does have a high concentration of radon in it. So it is slightly nuclear. And whatever, not enough to be, at least we get told that it's not enough to be worried about. But the nice thing is that they capture the water in the pool, in a constructed pool, but like the surroundings of the pool are like these rock walls. It is, so many people prefer Fairmont Hot Springs, but I personally don't, mostly because it's a lot more developed. Now, I have heard that it is nicer for parents because the hot springs and the cool pool are like almost overlapping. So maybe as the kids get older, it might be nicer. But I still prefer Radium Hot Springs personally. So if you're ever here Radium hot springs. Banff also has hot springs, but apparently this of course is all dependent on geothermic or tectonic activity and stuff like that. Like stuff moves all the time because it's the earth. And apparently the fault that Banff used to pull their water from has actually moved, so it sounds like they're using tap water now. I don't know. That might be bias or slander. But that is the rumor I have heard. And that was the rumor that I heard when I was working with parks, because Banff Hot Springs is also in the national park. Banff National Park. Oh, fancy that, hey? Anyway, but yeah, going in and going for a soak in the hot springs after like swim lessons was a highlight of like my life, obviously, because I still remember it, and there's not much else I remember from that time period. So, we're actually chatting about that today. We'll probably kids gymnastics is done on next Thursday, so we're thinking that we might actually head out to the hot springs on the Thursday that Dallas is home next, because it's like that would be really nice right now. We looked at actually going out and like staying a night, but it's at like Fairmont because then they could go skiing and stuff, but it was not in the cards for now, which is fine. But annoying, but fine. Okay. So that in theory should be all the kato done as well, or at least the exterior is cut. Now this should be tote bags, which apparently are like, I did not fold up quite as nicely. Okay. I just need the end. Okay, it looks like the strawberries here. Okay. Sorry, Jesus. Apparently I need another holding noise. Not just K. I promise. I'm professional sometimes. Not very often, but sometimes. Hi, cat. He's like loving being on the bed on the table today. Okay. No. And the blue's just completely gone. And the ivory's like, I'll hang out. And the blue's like, woo, I'm free. Look at me be free. Okay, I think I can leave these together as a set, essentially. So, like, both pieces can go under the steam press. This one, oh, I see. That needs to be shifted. Okay, Dal said that you might need some transfer help. 1 second. Because I think if I stick it out, I'll be able to get these at least all trimmed down. We're not going to probably get them under the steam press, but that's a battle for tomorrow. Okay, he's good. He's good for another 45 minutes. So I got a timeline now, 9:30. They're all in the eldest's bed, so he's got room, kind of. Okay, never mind. I'm going to trim these down because they will fit better if they're just that piece. Instead, so Wendy, we did go through that full length of interfacing. There was like about 38 inches or a yard left of it. So basically we've got an empty, I pulled it off because I was just like, well, there's no point in like leaving it up there. I'm not going to take the cardboard tube down either until we start interfacing other things. But we used it up. The rest of it's gone back to be like needle stashers and stuff like that later. Because I'm like, well, I could leave it there and we could technically do a few more bags out of it. But I think using it for other stuff is probably just as good or better. Okay, rice bowls didn't quite tack down proper, so I am going to have to shimmy that onto there. What is going on? Okay, fine. I gotta stand up. God damn. Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, and then so my big complaint about Pecana, which is my supplier in Calgary, is that no one is in a rush, ever. And that is fine, as long as I get everything that I need. But like if I have to do anything beyond a simple pickup of like snaps, I'm always prepared that it's going to be about a 45-minute wait. And that's what it was. I almost fucked up too and bought the wrong interfacing the other day. I almost bought the lightweight again. And then I looked at the number and I went, oh, wait, this invoice is from that light interfacing. Not what I actually need. So I was like, I need to swap this out. Thankfully, I caught him before he had printed the invoice, but Jesus. Anyway, that took a while. And then the part that took the longest was the snaps. And then it turns out, I looked at them when I was standing there and I'm like, okay, these look like the wrong size. And I called him on it and I was like, these look like the wrong size. And he's like, well, these are the only size that there are, which according to the binder is correct. And I looked at them and I'm like, but they feel like they look too small or too big. Sorry. So I just compared them today because I brought the bag down and I was like, because it's kind of been the first day I've been down in the studio, and lo and behold, they're too big. I have the 12 millimeter ones and I got the 15 millimeters on Tuesday. So I emailed them. I'm like, I'm going to need to swap these. You're supposed to do exchanges within 7 days. So I was just like, I won't be in until Tuesday. Is that okay? Sort of thing. Because that will be a week. But she's like, yeah, just bring them in. Make sure you've got the invoice. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yep. That sounds right to me. So, yeah, but I did get another roll of pink. I got another roll of natural webbing. Gotta remember, it's not white, it's natural. And snaps, although now we gotta exchange them. It's a good thing I didn't need them. It was we are going to buy these so that I am prepped thing. Yeah, there's all that. And then what we're going to try and do tomorrow, and I was going to try and get it so that I could have stuff to do on like Sunday and Tuesday. But now that I'm thinking about it, it's not going to happen because we're going to spend probably the majority of tomorrow, definitely the majority of tomorrow, at the steam press. Because I was like, well, if I sew some tote bags, I can turn them at the indoor playground with the kids. But that'll be a goal then for the following Tuesday. Then they can go mess around in the playground, indoor playground, and I can sit there and turn bags or whatever. So. I should probably trim these down like I did the small box bags, but there's too much going on. Maybe when we're closer to the end. So these ones did not store as nicely as, okay, I gotta remember that. Roll them nicer because honestly these are not as well stored as the Kato were. I should be trimming that off too. Okay. Well, if I did all of them on the horizontal, yeah, actually doing the vertical cuts is way faster, so let's do it. Just don't switch tasks. No task switching. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah, I was totally I could get some tote bags sewn and turn them on Tuesday. That's not happening because tote bags still need fucking canvas cut. And so do the Kato. It's not happening. Ah. Pterodactyl scream. These are all bungled up. What the hell went on with this pile? It looks like I must have rolled half of it and then went, I'm tired. No more rolling for you. Because maybe I should go from the other end. That might be the better option, actually. I don't know anymore. I don't know right now. Brain's not braining right now. Yeah, actually, let's try to flip it and find, I think Minari-san is amongst the first on this end. Where's your other end? Nope, those are the ones we're working with right now. Okay. So what happens if I try to find this end? I find this end. There we go. Okay, let's try from this end because I think it might be easier to trim off everything and then, yeah, just with how this is like mangled on this end, it's not gonna like open up nicely at least. Okay, and do you know what? I bet you if I put it to begin with and pull up, it's gonna also settle in easier. Okay. Now the theory is that then I can trim this down. Easy. There. Like that. Boom. 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 And I don't think there's quite as much excess on that one, but there we go. On that one, there is enough to trim down. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's see what madness do we have here. It is not set the right direction, but realistically, we can do it from either side. Nope. Goddamn. Okay. Always something new. Always something new. Always more learning curve. Always something new. Okay. Move these while the cat's not on them. Okay, turn this pile around. There we go. Now, in theory, it should just kind of unfold this direction. Now the question becomes: is it fat? Right? Actually, if we're just doing straight across cuts, the rotary cut will be faster. Rotary cutter. This direction will be faster. And then I think the scissors vertically are faster, especially. Yeah. Holy fuck. It's cutting table. Cutting mat. Cutting mat. Cutting mat. Okay, one thing though is that this does have to be moved out of the way with the rotary cutter because I do not want to slice through them. Do not want to slice through them. No, 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 no. No. Slice, please. Slice and dice. Slice and dice. Move out of the way. Goodbye, clips. We'll see you soon. Flynn, what are you doing? He's like, this bar of the lumber rack is mine in particular. This one specifically. It's the middle. Middle left, apparently, is his. Okay. Cool, man. I was telling Dallas that we should go to the Ueno Zoo. Ueno? Yeah, Euno Zoo in Tokyo. And he's like, because they've got the pandas. So I'm like, that would be super cool to go see with the kids. And he's like, is it like a Japanese zoo? And I'm like, no, because it's got the pandas. Because here's the thing. Japanese animal rights are atrocious. I'm not even going to like sugarcoat that. They are tremendously backwards. Well, maybe not backwards, but they are definitely behind the times. Let's put it that way. That does not mean that there aren't people doing good work in Japan, but overall it's just that's not one of their concerns. Like many other rights, like civil rights and women's rights. And, anyway, we're not going to get into that. But anyway, he was like, is it like a Japanese zoo? And I'm like, no, because they've got the pandas. They're like, but that doesn't mean... And I'm like, no, pandas will not go on loan if it's a shitty zoo. It's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah, exactly. So I still think we'll go to the Ueno Zoo. Because I'm like, they've got the pandas. It's not going to be like... We did one in Wakayama. It's basically just kind of like stuck to the side of a like path, and it was horrendous. I've also done a monkey park there, and I will never do that again because I'm just like, no. The monkeys were cool, but like, ugh, just ugh, ick. Like, I love Japan, but my God, does it have some problems. I don't get it. Well, they're still also denying that, like... No, wait. No, that's a more cultural thing. Never mind. I don't think that's official. So I will shut up. But yeah, it's like... Anyway. Yeah, as far as I know, it's not a typical Japanese zoo. I should actually take a look. Because I'm pretty sure there's one in Osaka at Shitanoji as well. Or Tennoji? Tennoji. I never did that one. I never did Ueno when I was there in Tokyo either. We kind of just did a, like, train hop. Because the girl that I went with wanted to go to every single train on a certain line because there's an anime at that point. I totally agreed with this, too. This is not a thing that I was worried about, but, like, go to every single station so she could get a picture with, like, the station mascot, which was actually really cool. And then I haven't been back to a lot of those places since, so... Yeah, Ueno apparently is a nice, quieter area in Tokyo, so that's nice. And we're already going to be staying in a quieter area. It's more of a, like, business area. So we're going to stay in Shinbashi there at the Park Hotel. I still haven't decided what room we're going to get there. Again, I knew that and this one is flat out. This is prepayment, so I'm planning to do it later in the year. They've also got a crap ton of rooms, so I'm not worried about not getting something, which is why I'm okay with leaving it. But they actually have a view out to Tokyo Tower, and if you're lucky, Fuji as well, so that would be super cool. It's between that and like a city view or an artist room, which might be really cool too. But I'm really, really leaning towards what's called a corner king. Tower view corner king, which I think would be really cool. And they used to have the best breakfast. Like, so good. So, and although I don't think it's any difference to pre-book it, or to, like, buy it while we're there. So I might leave that breakfast time open because there's a place called Eggs and Things, which makes those, like, these delicious pancakes. And they just pile it, like, the pile of whipped cream is probably about this big. It's insane. I should take a measuring tape next time. Also a cat bookstore I want to go visit, because it's like, what are we going to do in Tokyo? Like, we want to do Tokyo Disneyland and Disney Sea. If Dallas gets in, the marathon day is like, we're just leaving planned anyway, because even if Dallas doesn't run it, we'll go spectate and, like, cheer people on, which I think will be a lot of fun. We've never done that side of it. Ueno Zoo, Harajuku for crepes. Go see Shibuya at night because it's cool. Go do Shibuya Hands. The Tokyo Hands there actually would be really good. It's one of my favorite stores to go shop. One just popped in. Oh yeah, I want to go to the book area and actually go see some of the bookstores there. Although if that doesn't happen, then I'll do it on the, like, solo trip the following, like, in November or October, whenever I end up going. I may or may not have a friend and her sister convinced to go, so I was like, I will probably be going in October. However, if you decide to go, I would suggest November, because geisha dances and all of this, and the leaves are a lot more vibrant in November, from what I remember, especially late November. But what I've been seeing is that October is significantly cheaper. Oh, might help if I actually had the blade exposed. Well, they definitely were for like last year when I was looking. It was like Kyoto hotels went from like $85 a night in some cases to like $250. And I'm like, oh, okay. Strong domestic tours in there. That's right. Well, and with the weak yen, that's not going to actually get much better either, I doubt. So, oh my goodness, there's so many bags. Why did I commit so wholeheartedly to overcommitting? What am I doing? I guess we've still got like a month and a half and freaking blah-de-blah. Dawson. That's right. Not all of these have to be done in 3 weeks. It's 3 weeks. 3 weeks. To Shindig, which is insanity. So, Wendy, you've been around for almost a year. That's exciting. You're coming up on your year anniversary for this like crazy craft chaos. Because I think you came in just before Dawson. I think you came in as I started that other light roll of interfacing, didn't you? I know, yeah. We've discussed it before. It's definitely right before Dawson. So it has to be like only a few more weeks then. Which is cool. Thank you so much. And for anyone else who's been around for the same length of time or shorter or longer, thank you so much for continuing to make this worthwhile for me to do. I appreciate it. Here's to it continuing to grow so that I can continue to bring you chaotic content, because hi, that is my specialty. Actually, I don't even know what my specialty would be, but yeah. Chaotic creativity is probably the best descriptor. Yeah, this went way smoother from this side, which is amazing. Okay, what time is it now? It's just after 9. Okay. So we can probably get all the tote bag cuts done. And if you're like, Katie, why are you back to the scissors? Because I am back to the scissors because the pile has gotten too large to use the rotary cutter with. I have much higher chances of cutting the pile now than I did when it was smaller. So back to scissors we go. But the rotary cutter is blah, god, okay. 9:30 is going to be the correct time to be done anyway. My brain just is like Do you hear the hamster wheel that needs some oil right now? That's my brain making that noise. Oh, you weren't here earlier, but I found another race that has a fucking amazing medal. If you heard this earlier, let me know, but whatever, it's still funny. There is a town in Dorset and called Giant's Head, and they do the Giant's Head 10 and full marathon, Wendy. And the medal is based on one of their, it's like the town, like, they're not hieroglyphs, they're not, are they petroglyphs? Like the ones down in like, down in Peru, the ones that are like outlined and then filled in with rocks. Anyway, there's this one on the hills in Dorset of a man with a very proud phallus. So all of the merch for this 10K and this marathon are a man with a big dick. And this year, apparently, and I looked on the website and this is true, we just learned about this today. This year it's a fidget spinner. So the dick rotates and it's like, oh my god. So here's the thing, this is amazing. I love how they've leveraged it, because I would be so disappointed personally if I lived there or if I was traveling there for a race and they didn't leverage this. Gold. Perfect. Anyway, it's really hilly. It's apparently a really difficult course. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Dorset and the Dorset Hills, Chalk Hills. Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, well, if I ever did it, I would only do the 10K because I'm not going to kill myself for the medal because the 10K medal is the exact same as the marathon medal. The shape changes, but even if it wasn't a fidget spinner, I would still want it because it looks fucking cool anyway. But even all the shirts and everything like that are this like Abyss Giant or whatever it is. Cerne? CERNE Giant, I think is what it is. Anyway, I've been giggling about it all fucking day. It is. It's now on the bucket list. And it sounds like it's a whole event, so it's definitely a trail run. I hate trail running. But the 10K has no cutoff time. We like no cutoff times. Even if they are fucking ridiculous, and it will be. Because it even says on the front page, it's like, this is not an easy course. Like, you are going through rolling hills. Basically, it sounds like what happens is you go down one side of the valley and up the other side of the valley. And I don't know if you have to come, like, if it's an out and back, so you have to go back and do that. But anyway, they have, like, they'll arrange for you to be able to camp there that weekend and also provide, like, all your food and everything like that, too. So, like, it's like a full event. I'm like, yeah. So, on the list now. I can't remember when it's happening. I think it's happening in June, which also wouldn't be a bad one. Dallas was like, if we ever go to Ireland, there's like this 4 marathons in 4 days if you want to do it. And I'm like, no, I will cheer you on for that one. The one I want to do is in Scotland, and it's the Dramathon. So it's like every K you get a dram of whiskey, Scotch whiskey. And so you run the whole like spy side like route, and you get all these like drams of whiskey. Like I don't even drink whiskey, and I'm interested in that one. Well, that's a lie. I don't drink Scotch typically. I drink Japanese whiskey. Actually, I don't think. Oh, I wasn't doing this when I started or when I was there last, but we were in the okay. I bought this because it was in a convenience store. They had a bottle of, it's a good brand. Oh, fuck, what is it? Yamazaki? No, that's not right. Yamazaki? If you think of Japanese whiskey, it's the whiskey that you typically, Suntory. There we go. Jesus, devil. Wow. That was not close at all. But anyway, Suntory. But it was like a $27 bottle of whiskey. It was a big whiskey. And for us here, that's pretty cheap. And it was like, it was a mix of all of their whiskeys that they had. And like I said, mostly I bought it because it's a $27 whiskey. It's a whiskey in a convenience store. That's why I bought it. I wasn't expecting it to be good. But it's also not like terrible. It was funny. Worth the money spent to try it for sure. And yeah, you seriously do need the whiskey to stay warm. I think, yeah, especially because I think that one's in October, like October 18th or something like that. So I can't imagine that the weather is very sunny and brilliant at that time of year in Scotland. But yeah, Scotland's definitely higher on the list anyway. But Dramathon. I just also like the name of it. So, although I think we're kind of chatting about it. I think it's going to be looking like, depending also on like what kind of world majors Dallas gets into in the next like coming years. Excuse me. I'm thinking I want to do Osaka, and then I want to do Kyoto in 28. That's what I'll be training towards. And then either Hong Kong or Singapore. I'm not 100% sure yet if it's going to be Hong Kong or Singapore first. It's going to depend on money, basically, how much it's going to cost to get places and things like that. We will probably do a Dopey Challenge in there somewhere at Disney again, but I'm not sure exactly when. That's got a lot of factors in it, to be honest. And then, yeah, we'll see from there. One of my top ones is definitely still Athens. I would love to run the Athens Marathon just because it's like, it is the historical, like route, basically. The historical, mythical-ish, truthful-ish route. Yeah, it was definitely here. This is what didn't just like fit into our other bottles of whiskey. So here, just try a mix of everything. We have had some really good, like nice, amazingly smooth whiskeys in Japan. This was not one of them. Again, price per serving, far cheaper also. But I don't like the peatiness and most of the time the smokiness of Scotch itself. I really do prefer the like sweeter, smoother whiskeys, and so Japanese whiskey is the way to go. I know Singapore's will be an interesting one because it runs in December. So we were chatting about like what does the weather actually look like at that time. I have no clue because when I went it was January and it'll be probably closer to 20 years at that point. And then Hong Kong will be the same, and I can't remember when Hong Kong is either. I think it might be in like January or so, but they're like both like Singapore is equatorial. Hong Kong essentially is as well, although they do get cooler, I guess. They're further enough north. And then they've just added Sydney actually to the world majors, so that'll be one on Dallas's list. And then I think that we did chat about the Perth one as well, actually. So we'll see. Singapore, I think, will be... Actually, let's just look it up. When's Singapore? When's Hong Kong? Pretty sure Singapore is in December. So that would be kind of nice because the way that it's been mild here, I'll be able to train for most of it outside. December 5th to 7th. 2025. So early December. And then when's Hong Kong Marathon? It's already happened. February 9th. Okay. But that'd be cool because then we'd also be able to go visit the friend that actually like lives there and stuff like that. So, and I think February in Hong Kong is probably pretty decent weather. So, hopefully, I'm talking about my ass there for sure. So, so many cut downs. Okay. Can I line these up? No, because that one is together, not apart. Okay, well, we've done pretty good today so we got the last of the interfacing done and getting this starting to at least process. We're probably about halfway, 3/4 of the way, because all we have now is to trim down the mini traveler sling pockets. So that's actually not bad. Yeah, so I'd say this is like, and there's nowhere near as many trim downs to happen there as there is here because there's like half to a third of those bags compared to these. So we're good. We'll definitely be able to just blast through that tomorrow morning. And then I'll be on tomorrow afternoon after lunch. And we'll fire up the steam press. So I did think I'd be able to get through all the other all these cuts, but there's a lot here. I keep forgetting how much it is until I actually have to like wrangle it in some sort of timed fashion. But honestly, we did like 2.25 hour. Yeah, so like we've put about 5 hours of work in today. And what I estimate 4 to 8 hours left in general. So we're getting there. And then we'll see how much I actually get sewn. I'm terrified to see what we actually get done. I'm both terrified we won't get done enough, and I'm also terrified about the volume we will, like, if it goes the other direction of like just how much we get done, because I'm like this could be good or bad, or I don't know. The cleaner showed up early the other day. I actually had the house ready. I was very impressed with myself. But then I came straight downstairs and started cleaning up and like vacuuming down here. I'm still giggling over what they must have thought, because it's like they were upstairs vacuuming the mudroom, and as I was like coming up my stairs towards the mudroom vacuuming, it's like, don't worry, we don't expect you to clean down here yet, because it's like it's hard enough keeping it tidy. Oh yeah, I know. And I have a list of the next steps that we need to do. Actually, I need to add in webbing for the tote bags. Yeah, webbing for the tote bags. That's what it was. I don't have that on the list. And like that's the last big kind of outside of what I already have there. So we need canvas. So like canvas for the tote. Oh shit. We need pockets for those other the new Kato cuts. Oops. That's a big one that I keep forgetting about. Woohoo. Da-na-na-na-na. Water. So I can keep talking. Actually, that's a good argument to. Oh shit! It's hard to tell which Kato though are like ready to go, and which Kato are not. Because I was just like, that's a good argument to finish up what we have packaged for the Kato, basically, which means that like everything is already cut, and to just ignore the Kato canvas. And because then I don't have to do the canvas or the pockets. But there's only, I know this sounds ridiculous, there's only 38 Kato to be made. So never mind. But there's also 112 new Kato, which is like, that's an intense number to be cutting right now. I say as we do like 119 tote bags. That still also need, but it's like it's the it's not necessarily the volume, it's the couple of extra steps that need to be done, because then the Kato would also need leather and webbing for their D-rings and so yeah, that does make it very tempting to just say no, we'll do that in between. Actually, no, I think we will continue to cut everything down, because the thing is, again, I do not anticipate or expect myself to finish all of these before Shindig. And we are going to need more for Hanami, and realistically, we're mostly working towards that other event in Dawson, which is 6 weeks away. So if I continue the prep right now, yeah, okay. 3 weeks to Shindig. 3 weeks to Shindig. 5 weeks to Hanami. Oh, fuck. 5 weeks to Hanami, and then right back around into fucking Dawson Creek. Good God. Okay. Ugh. Why do I do that? Why, April? Why? Oh, boy. And then anything else that I don't get done can get carried over into OMAT City and Otafest and all the other things. Because then there's the other big baddie. Knit. Oh yeah, I did actually get accepted into Knit City, Vancouver. Do you know how pissed I would have been if I hadn't been? I got the email from Fiona the other day. She's like, "You've been accepted to Knit City." And I'm like, "Cool." Actually, my response was like, "Oh, yay." Tried to imply that sarcasm of like, ooh. Oh, but it was, yeah. I get it on one hand. Having organized events, like, I get it. You want fresh faces each year, and you don't necessarily always want all the same people all the goddamn time. What I wish, though, is that if you're a returning vendor who has applied, you obviously already know my product. And so if you're going to accept me, I would just like a, like, yes or in email, like, right away. Instead of being like, okay, like, a little bit of that anxiety inducement of, like, am I actually in? Like, why did I have to apply? I'm a returning vendor. So, like, I do and I do not understand. It's one of those weird ones. Anyway, I got accepted to Vancouver. I would have thrown a fit if I hadn't gotten accepted to Vancouver. And as much as I bitch and complain and seem like I'm throwing fits, I know I would have actually thrown a fit. It'll be my 10th year with Knit City, which is, like, also bonkers, like, absolute insanity. I need to figure out a way to commemorate that. I don't know how. One of the things I should do is take more photos with more people. I never take photos with people. I'm always, like, if I do, I take photos with people. Or, like, other people, at other people's impetus. I'm not the one suggesting that we take a photo. But I really should be. Right? It's good. It's very good. But anyway, that's the next big baddie after Dawson is Knit City, Vancouver. And even realistically, everything that I'm making right now is also in service of Knit City, Vancouver already. It's a good thing it's a month later this year. Because that does actually make it a touch easier. And not at the same time. Should actually, I think I just realized I'm like, that's a really long break from running. Like, almost an unhealthy break from running. So I should see if I'm pretty sure the hotel has some sort of treadmill. Not an unhealthy break from running, but like a detrimental break if I took the full time off for Knit City, I would end up not, like, starting to lose some of the fitness level that I've fought so hard to get back. So I'm going to need to, like, what I should do is we should drive out, have dinner, and then I should go for a run. I will be exhausted, but, like, go for, like, even just a couple kilometers sort of thing. And then do the same thing on the Friday after setup, or before setup, not after setup. Oh my God. A, death and destruction. And B, there'll be the keynote on the Friday night. So. Because I'll still be training for Red Deer half at that point, because that's the end of October. Because it's the Halloween half. The medal for that one is so cool. It's, like, so good. All right, about 5 more minutes, and then we'll head out. See how many of these tote bags we can... Oh my God, go. How many of these tote bags we can get trimmed up here. Lots of nice extras there for any overlap I might have missed. Anyway, yeah, I even have my hotel booked already. Actually, I booked my hotel during Black Friday with air miles, and it got me an insane number of air miles. I was like, yes. hoping that this knit city is like as good or even better than the last knit city was. Them's the goals. Who knows? Like, lots of factors that are completely out of my control, obviously, but here's hoping it's the same or comparable. Here's hoping Dawson is even better than last year, because last year was my first year there. So realistically, I should be able to expect some uptick, hopefully. And I kind of expect Shindig to kind of go along at its like steady pace, which is nice. Kind of expect the same with Hanami. So that'll be good. I'm excited for those events too. But yeah, it's the big baddies looming. Looming. Watching. Always watching. Right now, I'm also specifically still, as always, pretty much, daydreaming about the angel cream donut from Mr. Donut in Japan. It's like one of the simplest donuts ever. It's a sugar-coated donut, but then instead of like jelly in the middle, which is what I know a lot of donut places do, and that is also highly acceptable. Now that I think of it, that's what I want next time I get a donut. That's what I should use my roll up the rim for. Where did my roll up the rim go? I see it. Okay, cool. That's what I totally should use it for on Monday before my run. Yeah. Haven't had a jam-filled donut in years. Anyway, instead of filling it with jam, they fill it with like whipped cream, and it's so good because the donut itself is really fluffy and like light. It's a very light donut because it doesn't have the jam in the middle. It's just this nice like sugar donut. And then the cream is tasty and just light, and oh, it's so good. So good. Actually, I wonder, I'm gonna have to price compare if we go. So if we're staying in Hirakatashi, we have like a couple options to get to Hirakatashi. We could take the train to Kyoto and like do I think we only had to do one transfer then. That's actually really easy from that station now that I think of it, at Tambabashi. Or we could go into Osaka and have to do 2 transfers. I know the answer then right off the bat. It'd be cheaper to go to Kyoto because it's not as far, which is like insane to say, but it's probably about $30 a person cheaper. I'd have to look at that. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. But yeah, there's less transfers, which with kids, and I think, and they're literally like go out one set of gates and the next set of gates are like right there. It's not like you got to go up and across and around and 6 different exits just to get transferred. Okay, it's a cat in the box. Cat in the box, in the box, in the box. Cat in the box, in the box. Cat in the box, in the box, in the box. Cat in the box, in the box. But yeah, if we transferred it, why? So part of why I brought that up is if we transferred it at Kyoto, then I could get my donut at Kyoto Station as we were transferring. Totally worth cackling over. Ooh, and then that night we could have okonomiyaki. I'm trying to sell myself on this idea because I am disappointed we're not going to have that fancy bathtub, which is so ridiculous. But I've been like dreaming about that bathtub since I stayed there. And I knew I spoilt myself when I stayed there because I got such a good deal on it on my solo trip. It was like a third of the price of normal, and now it's just like, can't, yeah. Oh well, next time, Dallas and I go as adults, by ourselves. That's where we'll stay in Kyoto. There we go. Oh, that's why I set that aside, is because I need to actually trim down this portion here. Actually, I think it's even easier to get to like some of the off the beaten path locations that I'm thinking about going to. And probably like if we go to Uji, definitely Arashiyama. There's a Keihan station right out of Arashiyama. Now, a lot of these are serviced by Kyoto Station. That's why I keep talking about Kyoto Station versus even Osaka, is because the access to where we want to go in Kyoto, or from Kyoto, is just superior. So, but actually the access from Hirakatashi on the Keihan line is comparable or even better, because I think it's even a comparable or cheaper priced train system as well. And I also don't think that the prices have gone up much, if at all, since I was a student there, which is insane. Okay. Oh yeah, that's 9:30. So we are very nearly done. Tote bags. So tomorrow I will come back down and we will finish trimming these up. And then we will go in and do the mini sling pockets, and then we'll throw everything under the steam press, and then we will go ahead with all the little other bits and bobs that we need to do to make this a success, webbing especially. Yeah, because leather can come later, that's fine. That's easy enough to prep leather for the kato and for mini traveler slings later. Probably what I'll do is, as I sew them, we'll decide if we're doing black or brown leather, and I can start a count. And then, yeah, we'll just keep cranking along. I like how I said that it's like 9:30, it's time to be done, but it's like, I'm so close to the end of this pile. And I'm pretty sure I heard Dallas rustling around upstairs, which means he is not child trapped right now, I don't think, so. If he's still like for sure child trapped, he's only maybe child trapped now. Actually, here we go. This is the last of the blocks, so we'll trim this one down and then I'll go upstairs. Yeah, because I still need to do a snack and stuff like that. Alrighty, well, I will chat with you all tomorrow. Tomorrow night, I will probably be back on tomorrow night. It just won't be super late because we've got the race on Sunday morning and I need to be up as well. Yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more sheets of tote bags to cut. So that's actually not bad at all. Which means there is actually 40 more tote bags to go. Oh my God. Yeah, and then actually when we start pressing these tote bags, what I'll do is we'll split them into the piles that we want for the different webbing colors and things like that. So just to make my life both easier and more complicated all at once. Okay, have a fantastic day, night, morning, wherever, whenever you are, and I'll chat with you all hopefully tomorrow, and we'll move forward from exactly what I said. And there'll probably be more panicking. Sorry, Wendy. Just a little bit more panicking for the rest of the days. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Bye.